Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So I was just reading this book by Ibn al-Qayyim, rahimahullah, a famous book of his called Ad-Da' wa Dawa, wherein he speaks, one of the sections in this book is that he speaks about you can say the consequences of sin. And among the consequences that he mentions, or the effects of sin, he says, وَحْشَةٌ يَجِدُهَا الْعَاصِي فِي قَلْبِهِ بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ اللَّهِ, that he will find an alienation, that the sinner will find this alienation between him and Allah Azza wa Jal, meaning that he will feel disconnected from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he goes on to say that no pleasure will be able to fill this feeling of wilderness, this feeling of alienation from Allah Azza wa Jal. And he goes on to even say that وَلَوْ اجْتَمَعَتْ لَهُ لَذَّاتُ الدُّنْيَا بِأَسْرِهَا لَمْ تَفِي بِتِلْكَ الْوَحْشَةِ. If all of the pleasures of the dunya were to gather and they were to try to fill this gap, this void that he has in his life, they will not be able to do so. And then after he goes on to mention that if this was the only negative effect of committing sin, then it would have been enough for a person to abandon sin. As in this in itself, this effect of sin in itself is enough for a person to abandon sin. That's how dangerous this feeling of wahsha, this feeling of wilderness and alienation from Allah Azza wa Jal is. So subhanallah, this is something that we must ponder over. Do you feel disconnected from Allah? Do you feel this wilderness in your heart? Do you feel this alienation from Allah Azza wa Jal? If you do so, then try and think about your relationship with the disobedience of Allah. How much do you disobey Allah? And the best way to fill that wilderness is to engage in istighfar and tawbah. Repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.